Hello Eurovision fans, thank you so much for coming to my channel Eurovision Histories. It is the day of the Eurovision final and I promised you one more prediction for who will be the winner of Eurovision 2023. As you saw in the title, I think there are only 4 countries left that actually have a plausible chance to be the winner of Eurovision 2023, according to my opinion. And I want to look at them. I will also have a few honorable mentions and explain to you why I don't think they will win. And between the top 2, I have a bit of a horse race going on. There will be timestamps in the video, so you can skip to whichever part you're most interested in, or you can just watch the whole video. So let's get started with the honorable mentions. First of all, I have France. I had this as number 3 most likely winner in my last prediction because I was expecting a lot from the staging. There had been rumors. Now we've seen the staging and I think it's a bit underwhelming. I think France will still do very well, but I don't think it is enough to win. She looks very nervous on that column thing, and that is noticeable in her voice. If she does get it 100% right, France could do really, really well. I just don't think it has the spark that you need to be the Eurovision winner. She's also 6th in the running order, which will not be that helpful. More memorable and more impactful performances will be after her. The song is charting in several countries already, so it is kind of catchy and people will like it. I just don't think that it will be enough to actually win. Then Israel is quite similar. It is way later in the running order, which will help it a lot. It is also charting in a few countries. But again, I just don't think that the spark is there to be the Eurovision winner in the end. She will do really well. I hope it will help her career because she's a great performer and singer, but I just can't see it winning, especially with the juries, because her vocals sometimes were not 100%. Then for Spain, you know my opinion. I think it's just a bit too niche, a bit too intense to actually make it to the top of Eurovision. I think it will do okay in the jury and in the televote, but I don't see this winning, despite it being quite high in the odds. Then Armenia. People seem to think that this might have a bit of a chance, but I don't really see it because I think the staging is not effective enough. I do like it and it will do well, but not enough to win Eurovision. Then Austria, at some point I had this at number 3 and my most likely winners as well. But I think that the staging is a bit too slick and they are first in the running order, which is never a good thing. So I do hope they do well, but I don't see this winning anymore. And then Croatia. Lots of people seem to think that this is going to win because it's just so outrageous and so special. And it is very late in the running order, and people seem to think that the producers know who won the semifinal, and that is why they are so late. I don't think the producers know who won the semifinal when they do the running order. Maybe if it was 100% televote, but we have the juries, and I just don't think that they will let Croatia actually win. If your country does not appear in these honorable mentions, I did a prediction of the entire grand final, each of the countries and where they will end up according to me. So check that out. Or maybe your country is in the top 4, in the 4 most likely. So let's have a look at that. In 4th place, I have Norway. Now, a lot of people say that the staging is not winner worthy, and I kind of agree, but there are 2 reasons why I still see this as a possible winner. This is charting amazingly well in many, many, many places. And it is still viral on TikTok. Her rehearsal videos got millions of views. Her performance video got a lot of views. And it is just the kind of performance that might do really well with the televote. She's very late in the running order, after Sweden, after Finland. And it can also do well with the juries if she gets the vocals as right as she did in the semifinal. So this could be kind of a compromise winner where one country wins the televote, one country wins the jury vote, and Norway comes second in both and just scratches through and gets the crown because it is second in both of these votes. Then in 3rd place, kind of growing, I have Ukraine, because it is just, you can see I don't give it a lot of winning chance, but I think it is just too unpredictable to say how much and how big the televote for Ukraine will be this year. I don't think the entry is as strong as Stefania. I don't think they will get over 400 televotes, but potentially they could get quite a few because of support, but also because people like the entry. And so I think this also has the potential to come second in both votes for some reason. It is also more of a jury-friendly song in a way than Stefania was. So yeah, I kind of see a pathway for this, even though I don't think it's that likely. And that leaves two, and I do call this a bit of a two-horse race, and that's why I wanted to look at arguments for one and for the other. It is, of course, Finland against Sweden. It has been for quite some time. Cha-cha-cha and Käärijä against Loreen and Tattoo. And here are some arguments that I am seeing for one and for the other. Cha-cha-cha is second in the odds at 22%. So people do think that there is a chance that this can win. 22% of people think that this can win. And it has actually increased again after going down a bit after the semifinal because his vocals were not that strong. Then if you look at the charts, Cha-cha-cha's usually not the kind of song that is a chart song, a radio song. It's a song that you love because of the performance, because of his energy and charisma. But it is still doing amazingly well on lots of charts around Europe. I have a video on that as well. Check that out if you're interested in the details. But I do think it is quite surprising that a song like this does so well on the charts. Last year, Moldova came second in the televote and was nowhere to be seen in the charts. And I kind of expect him to win the televote by quite a margin. One thing that is a bit against him is the running order. He's 13th, coming after Italy and Estonia. That is very, very positive for him because the contrast after two ballots will just be giant. But people might also notice that his vocals are not that strong, even though maybe not, because there's so much other stuff happening in the performance that I don't think many people will actually look at the vocals, except for the juries, and that might be a big problem. And he is quite early in the running order because he drew second half, and other songs like Israel, like Norway, but also crazier songs like Croatia and rock songs. And the first part is kind of a metal influence part, like Germany and Australia are coming after him, and they might stay more in the minds of people and they might forget a bit about Käärijä. I don't really think that will happen, but it might take away some televotes that he might need to overcome Loreen and her probably big jury win. And then it is just a bit more original. Loreen is a former winner, and I think that might work in her disadvantage and in Käärijä's advantage, because many people might think, I'm not going to vote for her. She won already. Why should she win again? We see that in the comments a lot, but I do think that many normal people, not normal people, non-Eurovision fan people, sorry, I almost called us not normal, are going to think that. I heard that from friends that heard, oh, Loreen is back. Why is she back? Why is she allowed to be back? So that might be a reason that Finland wins. Let's look at Tattoo. She's at a smashing 53% in the odds. Ukraine had over 60% last year, but I mean, I haven't seen these kinds of odds in a long time. And I do think that it would be a major upset if the odds were actually this wrong the day of the final. Again, the charts, look at my video on the charts. It is incredible where she is already in the top 10, sometimes on top of the charts in many countries all over Europe. It has appeal in East, West, North, and South. And so I do think that this can also do really, really well in the televote, not just in the jury vote. What might hurt her a bit is the running order. She is 9th only, and lots of other songs like Norway and Israel again are coming after her. But I just think that the song and the performance are so memorable that that will not matter that much, just like for Käärijä. Then the thing with the winner, I do think that it is a disadvantage for her. So this should actually be on Käärijä's side, that people might not vote for her because she is a winner. But a plus will be that she's the giant favorite. The jury members will know that and maybe subconsciously give her more points because of that. She is mentioned in every article I see. She gets lots more interviews than other contestants, and she has just a lot more exposure than others. And I think that is also a major advantage. And then jury vote and televote. This is the kind of song that will do well with the juries, especially if her vocals are as good as they were in the semi-final performance. But as I said, this is charting everywhere. It's a catchy, slick pop song with a very impressive performance. This will also do well in the televote, and so it will probably win because of it, because it will do well in both votes. And for both, kind of the running order again, I said that already, they're quite early, which is a detriment to both, but they're both suffering that, so that could equal everything out again. So all of this to say that I have a new leader. I now think that Sweden is going to win Eurovision I'm giving it a 50% chance, which is close to the odds. I'm giving Finland, however, a 40% chance. I think it's too low in the odds. I do see a few pathways where he actually makes it. If people are in a mood to dance and to be crazy and they don't want a generic pop. Sweden is also sometimes a bit overvalued in the odds, and we've seen in recent years that people prefer a special performance, a national language performance, to these more generic pop songs. But I just think that the whole package for Sweden is just a bit too strong. So this is my final prediction. I am so excited for tonight to see how wrong I am about this prediction. Who will win? Who will be second, third, fifth? Who will come last? I mean, there's so much to discover. I'm so excited. And yeah, thank you so much for spending Eurovision week and the weeks before that with me, commenting on my videos. It was really a joy to be with you, to read your comments. And I will continue doing videos after Eurovision. I have planned to do videos on every edition of the Eurovision Song Contest. I already have 1956 to 1960 on my channel, but I want to do all of them, so there's lots more things to do. They won't be coming out as often as this week, obviously, but please keep checking the channel, because I'm not going to disappear just because Eurovision is over. And I mean, we will all need a remedy for our post-Eurovision depression anyway. So see you then. Subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any new videos. And I'll see you for my next video then. Bye-bye.